Hey guys, I just got home from a long business trip and had a couple of Rucos waiting for me in the mail when I got here. This is a thumb turn, very well executed, very heavy. I've only opened a couple of these in the past and I think I made a mistake by saying that I thought they were pretty easy. This is only a 5-pinner, but I have to tell you, this one is not easy by any stretch of the imagination. Let me get him clamped down here and show you what the key looks like. It does have a very challenging bitting, as you can see here. This is the Ruco Flex core. It does work. Got it clamped up in there, but you can see the cylinder does turn. And let's see if we can get this thing picked in a reasonable amount of time. I have only picked it once, and I have a couple of failures leading up to that. What I can tell you about this lock is that it feels like it's got a lot of serrated spools in it. A lot of crunching, and I'll try to talk you through what I'm doing. Okay, I'm just going to apply a very slight tension as you would with any lock containing serrated pins. I'm going to put my pick all the way to the rear, and then I'm just going to start moving forward looking for a binding pin, just like we do with any lock. Okay, pin 3 just gave me one click. And with these serrated pins, it has multiple serrations. So when I feel one binding, I'm going to try to just give it one click until I get a feel for whether or not it's actually reached the shear line. It feels like when you reach the shear line, you can feel just a little bit of reaction on the core turning. Like that was pin 2. I just touched him. You heard a pretty significant click, and you might even have noticed the core turning a little bit. And now I'm on pin 1, just touched him and I got a little click and a slight rotation of the core. All the way to the rear, start with pin 5 and move forward looking for any kind of feedback. And again I touched pin 1, I got one click and slight rotation of the core. All the way to the rear and start again. And I don't know about everybody else's technique, but mine is I just move from rear to front, seeing what I can get, and then when I get something I just usually start in the back again. I'm on pin 2, slight rotation, and I got a click. I'm on pin 1 and nothing. Okay, all the way to the rear, and again just play to that rear to front game. Looking to see who wants to be set. See who's giving me feedback. And that time I got nothing. I must have missed somebody. All the way to pin 5. Okay, again I missed somebody. Be a little more aggressive this time when I go through. Okay, there we go. We got open. It was pin 5. He was the only one that was bound up. But fellas, I got to tell you, I did make a mistake. If all Rucos are like these are not easy locks. I believe we have every single pin is probably a security pin, but they're probably serrated spools, or maybe those Christmas tree looking spools that we often see in Assa locks. There's something weird, and I wish I could get this open. I'll try to find another Ruco that we can crack open and see what these weird pins look like. But anyway, they're not normal. Quite a challenge, and that's what we're looking for. That's what makes this hobby fun, isn't it? Everybody stay safe, and please stay legal. Alright guys, no sense in wondering. I went ahead and took a hacksaw and sawed this thing in half, and let's see what we're going to come up with here. Alright, we got a C-clip. Let's see if we can remove that thing. Try a screwdriver first. And of course that's a pretty substantial C-clip. Let me put it in the vise and remove that C-clip. Be right back. Okay, it wasn't the most elegant gutting ever. I got pieces flying all over the lab, but here's the guide pin that goes down the center of the key. And we had a couple of master wafers. I don't know where they went, so I just kind of left them off. Oops, left them off over here to the side. But even the wafers are serrated. There's one that I got here. If I can get this up here and get it to focus. Even these tiny wafers are serrated. Unbelievable. Anyway, all the bottom pins appear to be normal, but all of the upper pins are either some kind of barrel pin, some kind of spool pin, or serrated looking thing. Here's a longer one. And then of course some of them were even stacked. I'm not going to try to pick this up, but if you look here, we had, looks like a semi-serrated with a barrel pin on top of it. And then this one, of course, had that barrel looking thing with the serrated master wafer. And then we had this, looks like a serrated or barrel pin there as well. So that explains why these things are such bears to pick. Anyway, fellas, this thing is never going back together, but thank goodness I got 3 or 4 more in that same package. Anyway, thanks for your time.